Hi, I'm Joe Polizzi, and this is the Content Inc. podcast. 5 minutes every Monday for content creators who desire to be content entrepreneurs. My wife gave me an awesome gift last week and took me to see authors James Patterson and Mike Lupica talk about their new book, Hard to Kill, as part of the Cuyahoga County Author Series. Now, outside the fact that the two together are like a comedy vaudeville act, I had a number of takeaways, and as a novelist and an author of a number of business books, I'm always interested in the habits of successful writers. So here we go. Patterson said the key to his success is writing every day. That's every day, including the weekends. Most of the time it happens in the morning for 3+ hour stretches, but sometimes he doesn't make the time on the weekends, so it may be just an hour or so. But he was adamant on the everyday thing, and to get that habit to a point where you feel guilty or feel like you're missing something if you don't do it. Now, according to everything I've read, it takes about 2 months to make something a habit. So that means we need to set aside time to write for 60 days in a row in order to get to that point. When I wrote The Will to Die, I wrote 5 days a week on average. I would often take the weekends off, but I remember how that Monday would come around and it'd be very difficult for me to get back into the groove. I like the everyday thing from that respect. You can stay in the groove instead of having to reacclimate yourself every time. Before writing any book, Patterson does an outline every time. He doesn't just sit down and start to write. He said that every single book he writes or co-writes begins with a 50-page outline, which honestly seems incredible to me. He also said that his first novel, The Thomas Berryman Number, in 1976, was almost completely an outline. He said he ended up with a couple hundred pages of very short sentences, and then he'd realized he'd written a book. He now believes that short sentence outline feel was how he became known for his dialogue-driven short chapter style of novel writing. He went on to say that the negative part of that approach is that he doesn't go deep into areas and is often not as descriptive as he should be. It seemed to work out for him regardless. What was really interesting is that multiple times he said his grandmother told him that hungry dogs run faster, and that stayed with him. He says that every writer has to find some drive, something that makes them hungry to do what's necessary to be successful. He also added that he loves books because they can be finished. Once he's done with a book, it gets published. He doesn't edit it over and over again or polish it over and over again. He believes that perfection is the enemy of progress. At some point, like Seth Godin has always said, you have to ship. Out of all these takeaways, I think my biggest one is to make writing, or maybe in your case, podcasting or YouTubing or on TikTok, a regular part of your day. It's just something you do. I think once you get to that point, you become the writer or the YouTuber, and you'll find success, whether that's in 6 months or 6 years. Patterson has gotten to the point where the story ideas just flow naturally because it's a part of him, his life, his everyday. It's not divine inspiration. And I like that. I like to believe if we get up and do one thing per day and then the next day and we do it over and over again, greatness is attainable. Good luck.